kind of would like to talk a little bit about Savage Tales today. I've been really enjoying going back and reading these. They're just beautiful beautiful magazines. I say magazines and not comics because in order to get around the Comic Code Authority and be able to get out onto shelves, they came out in a magazine format rather than a comic book, and which was, of course, I think is a top-notch move. The the thing that I really like about them is just it's got such great flowery kind of dialogue and narration. And Roy Thomas, I mean, by now just about anybody who reads comic books should know who Roy Thomas and Barry Smith are, but uh, like it, there is, as far as I can tell, there is no Roy Thomas like there's in comics today, other than Roy Thomas when he has a gets it in him to occasionally put out some work. But it's just beautiful stuff, and like I really enjoy reading them. The You look at things like this, like the Femizons, created and written by Stan Lee, by and art by John Romita. Like, the art in this is beautiful. Like the just great ink washes on everything. The All the characters are stunning or gorgeous. Even this bald chick, like what the heck? Uh, and it's got a fun story, and you know it's it's just fun, you know. And beyond, the Femizons, that's probably not one that's carries over from. Uh, that's probably not one that's carried over into people's current memory, but having things like Man Thing. Look at this Man Thing. Tell me this is not just inspiring to look at. It's stunning. I'm stunned. The, I look at this and I want to read more Man Thing. Like how? Like, wow. I mean, wow. And it's got other fun stuff in here too. Like it's got Kazar, and there's, what was this? The Undercover Brother? Nope, Black Brother. Like this was just, it's fun. Like you could put out a book and then you could just be over the top, or as over the top as you wanted, and you could just, and it's over 60 pages. I mean, picking this up, I mean, it takes a while to read. I mean, the going price on these, I think it really is worth it right now. Just because it feels like something that's worth owning. Once you have it and you've read it, it's a good feeling to have this in your collection. Now, compare that to these. I mean, beyond just being, an homage cover, homage. What am I getting out of these? This one came out in 2018. This one 2019. I really wanted to get these, just partly because of the covers, partly because I wanted more Savage Tales. But when I open them up, I mean, this is a cartoon. It's not a, this isn't something that's geared towards adults. It's just geared for kids, but bloody. Like, it doesn't carry the same weight as this does. You know what I mean? Like, and I look at it and I think, is it because it's digital art rather than traditional pen and ink? Is it the writer? I mean, what is it that I did not like about this? And I kept reading it, I kept going through it, and you get to I got to these two panels here. Vampirella bumps into a little girl, starts talking to her. Mother comes up, starts talking. And in this panel, Vampirella goes, "She's very inquisitive, isn't she?" Mother says, "She is. Where do you say you were from? Your accent is so very strange." And then Vampirella says, "Oh, I'm just a traveler who's very far from home." Like, I stared at these two panels for a solid 2-3 minutes before I figured out that this panel, they switched the word balloons around. This is supposed to go to her, and this was supposed to go to her. Like, it just kind of everything about it just doesn't. And you look at this, like, you look at the art here. I mean, here's the center line. And you go, how are these? Okay, the nose is kind of straight, the mouth is crooked. Does the mouth line up with the eyes? Mouth kind of lines up with the eyes a little bit. At the bottom of that eye that's throwing me off. I mean, is it that cocked eyebrow? Like, something feels off when I look at this. I mean, maybe it's this eye is rotated weird, or this eye is rotated weird. I mean, doing digital work, it's so easy to just flip the work and then you just look at it and go, "Oh, that looks funny," and just straighten it out and then flip it back and it's 1,000 times better. But, you know, it's just overall disappointing. It makes it difficult to want to buy current books when that's the kind of stuff you're getting. And then the extra story in the back is a reprint from a previous attempt at bringing back Savage Tales, so by Dynamite. So, I mean, I get half the book being a reprint, and the other half of the book I didn't really enjoy. And then you come next year, I thought, well, give them another shot. I mean, I thought the cover was all right. I don't know, maybe it'll be something interesting here. And open it up. And I'm going, what the heck's this? Red Sonja's story is one of tragedy. You go into this and it looks like she just kind of, oh, she was a poor kid stealing from people. Like, oh, look at that. Oh no, her boyfriend. You know, it's just kind of, it's not a fun read. Like, this doesn't look like Red Sonja. You know, and it makes it a challenge to finding these enjoyable, and it makes you not want to buy new books. It makes you want to wait to see what's coming out and then see if somebody else says it's good. But when nobody's buying to see if it's good, you kind of stuck going, it just becomes an endless cycle of just they're pumping out junk that you don't want to read. So you go out there and you give it a quick test and you're like, no, never mind, I don't want that. Compare it to this, and you've got a few artists on this, and it jumps back and forth between different styles, and you have a style that grounds you into what's supposed to be the reality of the story, and then you have a style that brings you into the myth of the story. And the myth part of the story is very reminiscent of Frank Thorne's work, and I think the artist does a really good job at that. Just very, very cool. I really enjoy it. Maybe the gray tones and just shocks of red here and there might not be your thing, but I think overall it does a good job. This book I think would do really well and come out looking very cool in just like with a really good colorist, but I think it works as is. I'm actually really happy that I have this book. Again, Roy Thomas, great writer. But I think the thing that disappoints me the most about this book is I actually ordered this on Amazon, and Amazon, for whatever reason, the company that started off by shipping books, they don't know how to ship books anymore. I mean, I get dinged corners. They just kind of throw them loose into a box, and I mean, sure, it's cheaper, but if you like sharp corners on your books and you like them showing up in good shape, like I can't really buy it from Amazon anymore. Anyway, just going through my stuff and thinking about stuff that I like and why I like it and what I don't like. The it's just I'm kind of over getting comics that have good or just fun covers that are just like decent homages to previous books that I really like, and then opening them up and they look like they're something from Cartoon Network but with blood. It's just, and I'm kind of tired of characters that don't fit, with source material kind of thing. It's not fun. It's not fun. It's not funny. I just kind of I just want to read my comics. Have something to look forward to. Once or twice a month. Anyway, tell me what you think. I kind of rambled for a little while. I probably cut some of this out. Give me a comment, give me a like, give me a subscribe. I'll keep talking. I'll keep talking even if you're not listening. All right. Have a good night.